Glenmar, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms, grandmothers, and mother figures out there. So hi, my name is Maddie Morris, and I'm a senior at Howard High School. I have exactly 19 days until graduation, but who's counting? Pastor Matt has been doing a sermon series recently about faithonomics, so I'm going to continue that series this week with the importance of gratitude. Pastor Matt has talked a lot about giving back and putting stuff back into the faith economy, primarily monetarily. Gratitude is another way to give back to the faith economy. The first part of gratitude is realizing the amazing gifts that God blesses us with. Then we can use gratitude to pay it forward by putting more positive energy back into the faith economy. In particular, a great way to pay it forward for the gifts God has given us is to thank people in our lives who are blessings from God. Thanking other people does not take much time, but is a way to give to others from the gifts God has blessed us with. This is something I learned this year for Lent. A couple of weeks before Lent started, I was looking on Facebook when I think I saw something that Miss Eloise had reposted from DC about alternatives to giving something up for Lent. It was an article with 20 ideas or so, but what inspired me was the writing that went along with the article. It talked about the true purpose of giving something up for Lent. The true purpose of giving something up is to bring us closer to God and improve our relationship with Him. And the article talked about ways of doing so without giving up chocolate or soda or whatever. And some of the ideas instead would be to buy a soda for someone every time you bought one for yourself. But none of the ideas really fit well for me, so I tried to come up with an idea that would go along with the theme of the article but would fit better for me. And I came up with the idea to write a thank you note each day to someone who has been important in my life so far. I thought this would be a good year to do so, being that I'm a senior and I'm at a transitional point in my life, and it gave me a good opportunity to reflect on the first part of my life and who has made a difference in my life, inspired me, taught me, and changed me so far. And just for a reference, I spend about 30 minutes to an hour each day writing these thank you notes, and in them, I told people how they had changed me, made my life better, helped me, and inspired me. Today, I'm going to preach on the lessons I learned throughout my thank you note journey. So I started my thank you note journey with a thank you note to my mom, my dad, and my brother, because out of them, I could not decide who to start with. And I realized right from the start that they were 3 blessings in my life that I've taken for granted far too long. By the way, happy Mother's Day to my mom. And the blessing of having a mom, a dad, and a brother in my life who care about me is an amazing blessing that I'm so thankful for, but because it is ubiquitous, I'm not thankful for it nearly as much as I should be. My mom and dad are blessings because they are always available for me to talk to and help me through my problems, and my brother is a blessing because of the humor he brings to my life. They are blessings that I get to see every day. And just because their presence in my life right now is a bountiful blessing does not mean it is any less of a blessing than the occasional great news about school or college or whatever. We have amazing blessings in our life at all times, even when we are going through something hard. Raise your hand if you're thankful that your car started today. Raise your hand if you are thankful that the person to the left or right of you at the stoplight stopped so that you could go through the green without getting in an accident. Raise your hand if you are thankful that you and your family members woke up this morning. These are pretty amazing things that we usually forget to thank God for. There is always something to be thankful for. And if you can think of nothing else, remember to thank God for sending His Son to die on the cross for us, because no matter what else is going on in your life during a particular time, this is something we can be thankful for our whole life that is really important. The first lesson I learned from my journey was that gratitude helps you realize the good parts that get overlooked every single day. Gratitude helps you realize the good parts that get overlooked every single day. After the first three, I did not write the thank you notes in any particular order, but I did start with a lot of family members, aunts, uncles, grandparents. One family member in particular was especially touched by my thank you note to him. My great aunt told me how much my thank you note touched my great uncle. She said that when the card came and she told him that I had written him a thank you note just for him because I was thankful for him, he was shocked and excited. I had also written one to my great aunt who also appreciated the note but was not as shocked. My great aunt My great aunt even told me that the note made him tear up. When I was in South Carolina for a scholarship competition, I saw my great aunt and uncle, and I could tell my relationship with my great aunt, with my great uncle, and my other family members had changed somehow. They regarded me more as an adult because I had seen them for who they really were and who they wanted to be thought of as. I don't know about you, but sometimes people who knew you when you were little, especially family members who you only see once or twice a year, always see you as that little kid, even if you're 17 and about to graduate high school. But when I saw them this spring, they no longer saw me as just their great niece or whatever. They saw me more as a grown-up individual who was appreciating what they brought to the world. It wasn't just that they liked me better or that we had a better relationship. It was that we had a more mature, intimate relationship because I had noticed them and what they do for the world. And I did so in a way that represented me more as an adult and no longer that little girl. My thank you notes changed a lot of relationships, but only for the better. Gratitude can make relationships stronger, and some relationships can't last without it. Gratitude is a way to show people that you see them, the real them, that they are important to you, that you see their gifts, and that they bring something meaningful to the world. Relationships are stronger with these ideas. Relationships are stronger with gratitude. This idea got me thinking about my relationship with God and how it works in a similar way. Realizing the good things God puts in our life and the blessings He blesses us with helps and strengthens our relationship with Him. Praise or thankfulness are great prayers that let God know that you see what He does for you and that you trust Him. Thanking God for what He does for us shows Him that we trust Him and trust that He has a plan and that everything will ultimately work out the way it is supposed to, even if it doesn't seem so right now. Relationships, including the one we have with God, are stronger with gratitude and trust. On a different scale, writing the thank you notes helped me to appreciate my teachers. For several years now, particularly in high school, I have become a huge teacher complainer. So I waited a week or two before starting these because I was a little concerned with how hard they would be. But writing the thank you notes to teachers helped me to see, although I have had some weak teachers in high school, I've also had some amazing ones, and they don't cancel each other out. Writing thank you notes to my teachers helped me to see them as other human beings, because a lot of times we see teachers or bosses as people who are in charge of us, but not people who have the same emotions, feelings, dreams, goals, and want to change the world just like we do. And ultimately, if teachers entered the profession for the right reasons, they care about their students and helping them. Writing to my teachers helped me to see all they do for us beyond just teaching us and preparing us for college. They care about our success, they care about our growth, they want the best for us, and ultimately, they enjoy spending their time around us. So for all of you teachers out there, your efforts are appreciated and recognized by at least one student, and probably more than you know. One of my teachers thanked me for the note and told me that notes like that remind her of why she became a teacher. This experience in particular opened my eyes and broadened my perspective to the fact that teachers who entered the profession for the right reasons want to make a difference in the world and in their students' lives. So, writing thank you notes was harder some days than others because it was over an extended period of time and I was taking AP classes visiting colleges, thinking about college, and in a musical. So there were some days when I came home and I was not in a good mood. That being said, I did write a thank you note each day, and because I was doing this to thank others and not just for the lessons, that was an additional benefit. I tried to get into a good mood before writing each one because I wanted each one to be meaningful and to be done from a good intention. This process of getting into a good mood before writing them taught me that gratitude is an action and is a choice that anyone can make at any time. It is not something that only happy people or wealthy people or lucky people can take part in. I actually started looking forward to writing the thank you notes each day because it was a time in my day that I knew, no matter what else was going on in my life, that I could be in a good mood for. Gratitude gave me an option to take responsibility for my own happiness. I took this lesson into my real life after the journey. A couple of months after I finished writing my thank you notes, I had a tough college decision to make, and I used the gratitude discipline I had learned and cultivated through Lent to get through it. The problem is that my dislike of high school was getting in the way of my college decision. I had it down to the University of Maryland and the University of Mary Washington. I could not sleep at night and was freaking out about the decision. The problem was that I was not excited about going to either school, and I was not going to be excited about going to either school because I was in this mentality of hating my school and not liking where I went and just not enjoying school, so I could not imagine loving my school or being proud of where I was going the next year. So I realized that to be able to make this decision, I had to change my mindset. So I sat down one night and decided to thank my high school for everything it had given me. I started small by being thankful for the large parking spaces that were convenient as a new driver. And then I went on to thank Howard for preparing me for college and making it possible for me to get the scholarships I got and the options I had for college. I thanked Howard for the good teachers I had, how they inspired me, cared about me and my success, and helped me be successful in the college application process. I thanked Howard for all the experiences it gave me. Some of the experiences I had at Howard were hard, but they taught me a lot. Freshman year in particular was hard. I tried out for the fall play and got cut. I tried out for the winter musical and made it, but so did everyone else. I tried out for the softball team and got cut. And I tried out for the improv team and got cut again. It was hard getting turned down so much, especially when all of my friends were making things. Almost all of my friends played sport freshman year, and all I wanted was a group to belong to. It didn't have to be a sports team. It just had to be something, and it wasn't like I didn't try. It was also hard when all of my friends were busy with their sports and activities and could not hang out. So freshman year was hard, but I found a way to be thankful for it as I went throughout high school. I definitely learned how to continue putting myself out there even when I continued to get cut. Eventually, I was able to find groups that I really liked, and not making things freshman year opened up opportunities for things that are only for upperclassmen, such as LEO, which stands for Leading Each Other, which is a group of upperclassmen that help underclassmen get adjusted to high school, which was my favorite thing I did through Howard. And as far as sports go, because I realized that I did not really enjoy softball and just enjoyed being on a team with my friends, I was able to find a sport that I really did enjoy, tennis. And I particularly enjoyed it because it was a sport my dad played in high school, and so we were able to connect, and he was able to coach me. And I was able to make the tennis team sophomore year, but I realized that the perfect sports team that my friend had painted freshman year was farthest from the truth. Now I'm one of the most involved in my friends and stay after school basically every day because I learned freshman year to continue putting myself out there even though I continued to get cut. And with that mentality, eventually some things work out. And this is similar at Glenmar. Glenmar is a really big church that can seem overwhelming. But the way to overcome this obstacle is to join small groups, such as handbells or green team or Bible studies, to make a big church, school, or whatever seem smaller. And the best part is, no one gets cut. I reflected on my freshman year and why I was thankful for it that night when I thanked Howard. And I bring this up because this is another lesson I have learned about gratitude. There is something good in everything bad, so gratitude for the good things can help us overcome the bad things, grow from them, and move on from them. Being thankful for the bad things, or at least the lessons learned from them, is a way to trust God. Gratitude reinforces the message that everything happens for a reason and that God has a plan for each of us. Thank God for closing doors so that we can see the new ones opening. Thank God for allowing us to go through hard times so that we are better prepared for the future, can improve as a person, and can enjoy the good times. Gratitude is also a way to trust God and to show that you know that He has a plan and that everything happens for a reason. Gratitude is a way to trust God. So, high school has been hard, but I'm thankful for the lessons it taught me, the person it has helped me become, the situations it has taught me to handle, and the amazing people it has introduced me to. I am proud of who I've become, how I've grown and changed, and the person I will graduate from high school as. And I at least part of that to my high school. No matter how hard the last 4 years have been, my high school has been the place where I was able to transform into the person I want to graduate as. And I'm thankful for that. I would not go back and relive high school. But now that it is over, I don't have to live it out again, and I can take the lessons with me. I would not change anything about my high school experience. These realizations are what allowed me to fall asleep again at night, trust God again, and make my college decision. I am excited to say that I will be attending the University of Mary Washington in the fall. Gratitude helped me realize that my high school was the right one for me to go to, and it helped me trust that I was picking the right college where I will hopefully be able to grow and change as much as I have in high school. Gratitude can help change your perspective and improve your quality of life. Gratitude can help change your perspective. It helped me become more positive, made it easier for me to go to school, and helped me be able to pick my college. As much as I have to thank my high school for my growth and development throughout high school, I have as much, if not more, to thank Glenn Moore for, which is why I thought I would end my sermon and my thank you note journey with a very important and much needed and deserved thank you note to Glenn Moore. Thank you to the amazing adults who have helped me grow, come into my own, feel loved and accepted, prompted me to think, taught me to find my own opinions, mentored me, led me on mission trips, remembered me, and cared about my well-being, inspired me, driven me places for mission trips and youth group, opened their homes for different youth activities, treated me like family, taught me for Sunday school, and gone so far past just being an adult or church member in my life. Thank you to my youth friends who have made me laugh, made me smile, taught me, cared about me, had fun with me, and made my life in high school better. Thank you to the people who run and help with Vacation Bible School, Green Team, Walk to Bethlehem, the mission trips, Sunday school, and youth group. The experiences I've had during these things have been some of the best throughout high school. Mission trips are some of the best experiences of my life, and I am so thankful to go to a church that has so many options, great adults that help with them, an amazing youth director who coordinates them, and awesome youth who make them so fun. Thank you, Glenmar, for changing my life. Amen. Would you please... Would you please pray with me? Dear God, thank you for the amazing blessings you give us each day. Please help us to recognize the gifts you give us, take on a grateful mindset, and bring gratitude into our relationships. Help us to continue to cultivate gratitude and grow as our practice does. Amen.